Greetings, dear viewers! Welcome back to Moxie channel. If you thought the joyous journey ended with part 1, you're in for a treat because we're back with a highly anticipated sequel to our exploration of the top 10 happiest countries in the world. In the first part, we uncovered the tales of countries 10 to 6, and now it's time to unravel the stories of the top 5. These nations have mastered the art of contentment, and we're about to discover the secrets behind their perpetual smiles. So, without further ado, let's dive right back into the happiness spectrum and explore the top 5 happiest countries. Number 5, the Netherlands. In the World Happiness Report, countries get tossed into three groups: common interest states, special interest states, and weak states. In a nutshell, common interest states are the cool kids who can roll with a bunch of welfare boosting policies that amp up happiness. State effectiveness plays a big role in sorting countries into these clusters. It's all about how well they can rake in cash, deliver services, dodge repression and civil war, and more. And surprise, surprise, these measures line up with life satisfaction. Enter the Netherlands, waving the common interest state flag. Average life satisfaction here is 2 notches higher than in weak states. Turns out happiness isn't a late bloomer in this country. A 2013 UNICEF report went ahead and crowned Dutch kids as the happiest globally. They aced the metrics for educational well-being, safety, and health. Here's a travel tip to get those endorphins going. According to the same UNICEF report, a whopping 85% of Dutch kids kick off their day with breakfast with their folks, a clear sign of good vibes. Even if you're way past the school breakfast scene, you can still dive into a classic Dutch breakfast during your visit. Picture this: a slice of bread topped with apple stroop, jam, or hazelnut sprinkles. Just thinking about it is enough to put a grin on your face. Number 4, Israel. Talk about a climb. Israel has shot up 5 spots from last year's ranking, now proudly holding the 4th spot. According to the OECD, Israel is flexing some serious muscles in health, social connections, and life satisfaction, outshining many of the countries in these areas. Plus, their pandemic game was strong, earning them extra trust points from the citizens. They were quick off the mark, scoring one of the top spots for vaccinating a big chunk of the population. Oh, and did we mention they're rocking the charts as one of the healthiest countries globally? They've got the lowest number of diet-related deaths, think high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, and the like, on the entire planet. And here's a travel tip to get those endorphins buzzing. Dive into the Mediterranean goodness at Tel Aviv, the culinary hotspot of Israel. Hit up spots like Hakosem for falafel, Abu Hassan for hummus, and Zalmaniko for kebabs. Your taste buds and maybe even your life expectancy will thank you. Number 3, Iceland. Iceland is part of that cool club we talked about earlier, the common interest states, alongside its Nordic pals like Denmark, Finland, Norway, and Sweden. These countries not only ace the happiness game but also rock it in the quality department. And you know what they say, equality is a major player in overall life satisfaction. What makes Iceland stand out? Well, a bunch of folks there feel they've got a fellow citizen to lean on when the going gets tough. This was especially clear after Iceland weathered the storm of the post-2007 financial collapse and made a triumphant comeback. You'd think the constant stream of American tourists flooding Reykjavik might put a damper on the locals' happiness. Getting a dinner reservation has to be trickier these days. But nah, Icelanders are riding high on the well-being scale. Maybe it's because they can always escape the city and vanish into a countryside that looks like it's from another planet. And here's a travel tip to juice up those endorphins. In a cozy country like Iceland, socializing with friends and family is a breeze, a major happiness booster. Get in on that tight-knit culture by sharing a homemade meal with an Icelandic family. You can easily set this up through various tour companies. Creative Iceland has a sweet deal in Reykjavik, and Viator offers an option in the fishing town of Hof. Number 2, Denmark. Continuing the Nordic streak, Denmark secures the 2nd spot in this happiness report, holding on to its ranking from the previous year. Now, Denmark might be known for having some of the world's highest tax rates, but here's the trade-off. Its citizens enjoy top-notch public services, and in return, they consistently snag one of the top spots on the global happiness scale. Denmark isn't just chilling at the top, it's rocking high scores in all the key metrics: life expectancy, social support, generosity, you name it. Plus, it's a powerhouse in the renewable energy game, with a whopping 39.1% of its energy coming from wind in 2014. A study from the Happiness Research Institute in Copenhagen, which sounds like a pretty happy place to work, breaks down Denmark's happiness into categories like trust in the government, economic security, freedom, civil participation, and work-life balance. And now, a travel tip to stir up those endorphins. Beyond the socioeconomic factors, Denmark's happiness vibe is also rooted in a deep respect for the planet. To soak in that at one with nature feeling, visit Denmark in the summer and bunk down in a classic Danish seaside inn. Picture yourself cycling along the coast, devouring fresh mussels and homemade sourdough, and lounging in a hammock with Baltic sea views. You're bound to leave feeling a whole lot more joyful. Number 1. Finland. For the 6th consecutive year, Finland takes the crown as the happiest country on the planet. What's their secret sauce? Well, it's a mix of generosity. Seriously, Finns are likely to return lost wallets. Income, freedom of choice, and life expectancy that keeps them on this perpetual happiness high. And it's not just about the good vibes. Finland consistently ranks among the top education systems globally, occasionally edged out by the likes of South Korea, Japan, and Singapore. The key to their educational success? A deep respect for teachers who need a master's degree and get state-funded education, and an educational approach that's more about experiential learning and equal opportunity than it is about endless standardized tests. Now, here's a travel tip to kick those endorphins into high gear. Winter swimming is a big deal in Finland, and locals swear by the rush of happiness that hits as soon as they're back on dry land and their circulation kicks back in. It might be an acquired taste, but that surge of serotonin and dopamine might just make it all worthwhile. As our exploration into the fascinating world of global happiness comes to a close, we want to express our gratitude for joining us on this insightful journey. We hope you found inspiration, gained new perspectives, and perhaps a touch of joy along the way. If you enjoyed our content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with fellow seekers of happiness, and hit the subscribe button to stay tuned for more exciting explorations. Your support fuels our mission to unravel the secrets of well-being around the world. Thank you for being a part of the Moxie Compass community. Until our next adventure, may your days be filled with smiles and contentment. Take care and see you in the next exploration.